However, when Kody stopped prioritizing his family with Janelle and their relationship deteriorated, she chose to end their spiritual marriage. Since late 2022, Janelle has been busy building her own life. She relocated to North Carolina to be closer to her children and started focusing on her fitness. Janelle recently discussed the difficulties she faced after moving from Flagstaff to North Carolina and how she successfully overcame them. In an Instagram story, Janelle wrote, "When you move to a new town, it's always a struggle to find a good hair person and a good personal trainer." She expressed her appreciation for finding a personal trainer, Jared Akers, who has helped her achieve her fitness goals and kept her on track even during her travels. Janelle shared a screenshot of her text conversation with her trainer, in which he inquired about her workouts and asked if she had any questions. Janelle replied, "No, things are on track. Glad you kind of set some goals for me. Thanks for keeping me accountable." What Janelle being held accountable for weight loss goals means? Janelle is taking responsibility and welcoming accountability. In the 3 years since her separation from Kody, Janelle has experienced many highs and lows in her life. The heartbreaking loss of her adult son, Garrison Brown, has brought her immense sorrow, but she is determined to rebuild her life as she honors his memories. Janelle has successfully established her own business, Tata Farms, and is dedicated to improving her fitness routine with newfound determination and discipline. After initially struggling to find a suitable fitness trainer, she is now working with Jared and is pleased with the progress she has made. Sister Wives fans have begun to take note of Janelle's weight loss, and in recent months, she has been receiving many compliments on her radiant complexion. Now she is prepared to take her physical transformation to the next level. Janelle has hired Jared as her fitness trainer and is ready for some tough love to help her achieve weight loss goals. She is allowing her fitness trainer to hold her accountable and seems genuinely invested in real change. Janelle's ultimate goal is to shed pounds and improve her fitness, and she is ready to be challenged along the way. Our take on Janelle Brown's latest workout update. Janelle is fully committed to reaching her fitness goals. Janelle's latest workout update showcases her increased dedication to improving her health and losing weight. She has moved beyond casual efforts to adopt a more disciplined and goal-oriented approach. Even while traveling, Janelle remains dedicated to her daily workouts and fitness goals. Working with a trainer will provide her with a consistent framework for workouts, resulting in fewer missed sessions and a great sense of motivation. The Sister Wives cast member is focused on losing weight and building sustainable habits to achieve her long-term health objectives. Janelle Brown from Sister Wives recently reached a significant milestone in her life, which she celebrated by showing love to her family members. She joined the Brown family as Kody Brown's second wife in 1993. The couple had been married for nearly 30 years and had 6 children together, but their relationship deteriorated during the pandemic. The Sister Wives season 17 star reached her breaking point when Kody pressured her to kick their sons out. After she declined his demand, their relationship soured. Eventually, she chose to end her spiritual marriage to Kody and moved from Flagstaff to North Carolina. Janelle Brown recently marked an amazing milestone in her life. The Sister Wives star recently marked an amazing milestone in her life, her birthday. Janelle received a heartfelt message from her daughter-in-law, Michelle Petty, who is married to Logan Brown. The message read, "Happy birthday at Janelle Brown, 117. I truly hit the mother-in-law lottery." Michelle mentioned that she enjoys discussing topics such as aliens, eclipses, fun restaurants, and new travel destinations with Janelle. She admired Janelle's enthusiasm for life, describing it as contagious, and appreciated how involved she is in her children's lives. Michelle concluded her message by expressing her excitement for the upcoming year and the adventure it may bring. Janelle reciprocated the love, saying, "I feel like I lucked out too, love you." What Janelle and Michelle's heartwarming messages mean amid birthday. Janelle's children are a solid support system for her. Even though Janelle is incredibly happy to live close to her daughter, Madison Brush, in North Carolina, she has recently faced some challenges adjusting to her new life. Sensing Janelle's discomfort and stress in her new surroundings, Michelle may have wanted to make her mother-in-law feel special. She wrote a heartfelt message expressing her love for Janelle. Her sweet message aimed to reassure the Sister Wives cast member that she wasn't alone. The thing is, Robyn's got Kody under her thumb. She really understands him, knowing exactly how to give him what he needs. She's the power behind the throne, wanting Kody all to herself. She pulls him away from his kids and exes and might not realize she's doing it. As the newest episode shows, Kody's happiest when he's around Robyn. He visibly relaxes, cheering up. He seems younger and more hopeful. That's the power of love. When he and Robyn were building a makeup table for their daughter, Ariella Mae Brown, whom Kody describes as expressive and his mini, Robyn didn't enjoy being his beautiful assistant, but Kody obviously loved having her there. Kody puts his wife on a pedestal, to the point that he's almost a hopeless romantic. That's sweet, but it gives Robyn so much control over him. He is truly putty in her dainty hands. Kody wants to please Robyn. This has caused problems. Kody's starting to understand his role in things in Sister Wives Season 19, and it's nice to see this kind of maturity. It's actually surprising to see Kody taking so much accountability for the problems with his exes, which have impacted the children he shares with those women. He's accepting of the fact that he lashed out in the heat of the moment, saying he never loved those women when it just wasn't true. He wasn't the only one who was lashing out. In divorce situation, most people behave badly. Peaceful divorce is rare. It's a severing of a very deep tie, and that means pain, confusion, and rage. To be truly amicable is noble, like Gwyneth Paltrow's infamous conscious uncoupling. But there's something almost passionless about the friendly divorce. So it's not surprising that most splits are marked by psychologically damaging flurries of angry calls and texts and a sense of devastation and disbelief. This is just the way of the world. Now he's faced with the aftermath. That's women who may put him down in front of his own children, even if they deny doing that. He knows this could be happening, and this makes him paranoid. It doesn't help. The sad reality is that the women are with those kids more. A lot more. They are putting in the work to be there, so maybe their words have more weight. And then there's Robyn, always by his side, pushing a core family narrative that is frankly crass and offensive. Sure, she's in the core family with her kids, but why does she have to separate one group of children from another? This kind of stuff just keeps the bad blood pumping. The heated anger and festering resentment can never melt away when the flames are constantly being stoked by a perennially passive-aggressive Robyn. Sure, she's in the core family with her kids, but why does she have to separate one group of children from another? Kody and Robyn have a cozy nest, and their interactions with their kids are normal, healthy, and happy. They love each other. Sometimes it seems like Kody loves more, but that's not uncommon either. However, that kind of imbalance can be dangerous. At their Valentine's dinner, Robyn dressed in red, but there wasn't really a loving light in her eyes until she opened Kody's presents, pretty earrings and a pendant featuring, as Kody put it, her favorite turquoise. He went out of his way, and she didn't get him a present. Maybe that hurt him. Possible debts: Robyn blew $70K on dolls. Estrangements with Peyton and Gabriel Brown and other Brown children, and exes who are so mistrustful that they threatened to lawyer up so they didn't feel ripped off when Koyo Pass sold. He is constantly investing in Robyn, believing that it will all last forever, but what if it doesn't? Kody did redivide the Koyo Pass land before selling it, possibly caving into Janelle and Mary's demands. Maybe he did it from the goodness of his heart. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Actions say more than a flood of words ever can. The money in their pockets, $375,000, means more than a compliment that might not even ring true. What people do reveals their character, not what they say. Robyn has often said one thing and done another. She talked about loving the whole family and treasuring polygamy, but secretly wanted monogamy. She played the caring stepmother, but separated Kody from his older kids at Christmas. She befriended Mary, but froze her out after she left Kody, never keeping her promise to go visit her. With Robyn, words and actions don't always agree, and the exes and their kids can feel the cognitive dissonance. These fans were reacting to the latest episode, and one called Kody out for preferring the diesel Jean model, robynbrown, to parenting, writing, "Good luck with your diesel Jean model, Mao." As usual, most of the comments were so hateful that it's not appropriate to post them here. The comment above is one of the milder ones, but it still has a sting to it. Every time Kody reads this stuff, he must feel awful. It might be better to shut off the comments, which are found on his older posts, but he hasn't done that yet. Kody's life isn't easy. People should try to feel his pain. Since Kody seems to be changing, he may be grappling with terrible grief, which is acting on him and making it easier for him to feel other people's pain. Sometimes people have to suffer before they really understand what others are going through. It's too bad that life is this way. but people who have been through a lot can be very kind to others. They know what it's like to be sad, and they don't want other people to feel that way. Kody is getting all the blame for something complex, and this isn't fair. Garrison had problems before he passed away which might have led to his death. Quite possibly, it wasn't all about an estrangement with Kody, although that definitely made Garrison sad. To assume one person's actions led to another person's death is assuming a lot, and it can inflict incredible psychological damage on the person being blamed. Janelle and Kody have lived through the very worst, and now both must learn how to survive without their son, while carrying all of this pain. Kody has clashed with his kids, but so have a lot of parents. There were 18 children before Garrison died and only one Kody. Yes, he preferred Robyn to the other wives, which is why they left him. Fair enough. He may deserve some criticism for how he handled that. However, when it comes to telling someone they were a terrible parent when they are grieving, it's sketchy. This could, in theory, push a fragile person over the edge. To call it bullying is really an understatement, and Kody has been dealing with this kind of shade for years. However, before, he hadn't lost a child. Now it must be grueling to read these mean remarks, and to deal with the emotions that are triggered by reading them. The most negative comments may torment him, leading to sleepless nights, terrible guilt, and so much sadness. Kody has to read some mean comments. Fans don't hold back. Fans will continue to share their opinions wherever they can, but to put them right on his Instagram, where he's likely to see them, may actually be dangerous. No one knows for sure how Kody is doing. They only know what they see on screen or in off-screen interviews. Kody may be hiding some of his emotional turmoil. If he is, reading those comments could push him into depression. Garrison is gone and nothing can bring him back. No comment letting Kody know how he failed as a husband and a father will make things any different. Still, the barrage of what could simply be called hate continues. People may feel better after they vent, but how does Kody feel, and does it matter? It should. No one could see inside Garrison's mind before his passing, although there were some signs of trouble. Janelle reached out to Garrison, sensing that he might need her. She tried to save him. Still, no one knows everything he was thinking and feeling. Everyone has thoughts that they keep to themselves, sometimes for a long time. They ruminate over the stressors in their lives, and they don't share their innermost thoughts. This is why adding negativity to a person's life can be so harmful. Sister Wives Kody Brown has to live with a burden so great it must feel crushing at times. There's no way to apologize to his late son or talk things out. There are memories of an adorable baby, a sweet and innocent toddler, a young boy who was trying to find himself. Those memories are beautiful, but they can hurt a person too. Kody may have a breaking point, so fans should try to be gentler. There's nothing they can say to him that he hasn't thought before, so maybe it's time for everyone to change. Janelle Brown from Sister Wives has shared her experience of the challenges she encountered when she initially moved to North Carolina and how she has been receiving consistent support to overcome at least one of them. She was a part of a plural family for nearly 30 years as Kody Brown's wife. Garrison laid to rest an emotional Mother's Day episode. Season 19 of Sister Wives began with a disclaimer regarding Garrison Brown. He had taken his own life in March 2024, but the season was filmed prior to that. Therefore, the network wanted to acknowledge his passing while also noting the timeline of filming. At the same time, Garrison was not shown in any clips, flashbacks, or photos, which bothered fans. They felt that he was being erased, yet the family wanted to be very careful about keeping him out of the public eye. Finally, on the Sunday, May 4th episode, Garrison's death was acknowledged by the family. They shared how they received the news, plus the struggles Garrison had long dealt with. He had been drinking, and eventually, his life came to a stop, as did the rest of the families. Kody noted that he wanted to bring Garrison home, which meant burying him in Wyoming next to Grandma Cheryl. Janelle agreed, and they had a small viewing for family and close friends before he was cremated, which was his wish. Now, in the upcoming May 11th episode, which falls on Mother's Day, he will finally be laid to rest. The whole Sister Wives family will reunite in this emotional episode. Mary Brown, who was visibly broken by Garrison's suicide, stated that it took his death to get everyone back together. She hates that he had to die for the Browns to find a common ground. They have likely not all been in one place since Sybil Brown's graduation. After that, many attended Gwendolyn Brown's wedding, but there was so much dissension lingering. That will all go by the wayside to honor their lost brother and son. Are fans ready? Sister Wives fans were not prepared to say goodbye to Garrison Brown in the May 4th episode. It tore everyone apart because they had watched him grow up as well as been through so much with the family. Hearing everyone speak about the day he passed and those that followed cut deeply. So are viewers ready for everyone to reunite to lay him to rest? This took courage for Janelle to open up about her son to the world. Maybe by her and the family talking about depression, it can help someone else. Parents should not have to bury their babies. I couldn't imagine losing my child. I would be devastated. I feel that this episode was put together as well as could be considering. Rip Garrison. Will it be easy to watch? Of course not. Regardless of what people think of the family, this should never happen. No one should have to bury their child, so get the tissues ready. Are you shocked that this episode is happening on Mother's Day? And do you think the timing is off? Or are you ready to celebrate Garrison's life while paying tribute to him? The Sister Wives of D3, Mary, Janelle, and Christine Brown, live very different lives now that they are split from their ex-husband, Kody Brown, and each is encountering struggles. Sister Wives premiered on TLC in 2010 and featured Kody's polygamous lifestyle with his OG 3 wives on the precipice of the family adding a 4th wife, Robyn Brown. Kody married his original wives in the early 90s, and the family welcomed 13 children together. When Robyn was added, she brought 3 kids from her previous marriage and went on to have 2 children with Kody. It became clear over the years that Kody favored Robyn, and Mary even got talked into legally divorcing Kody so he could marry Robyn. Due to Kody's favoritism, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, each of his original wives left him. Christine was first in 2021, then Janelle in 2022, followed by Mary in January 2023. Now, Kody is living a monogamous lifestyle with Robyn and has no plans of adding another wife. The Coyote Pass once shared property recently got sold, and the money was divvied up, and the OD3 has embarked on new chapters, but not without perils. Mary is finding her footing still. Mary is optimistic, but has had setbacks. Mary had perhaps the most heartbreaking split from Kody. It was apparent that Kody and Mary had chemistry over the years, but it diminished along with Kody's interest in maintaining a balance of interest between his wives. Mary stuck it out the longest, but was criticized the most. Towards the end of their relationship, Kody seemed intent on letting Mary know that he never loved her, which was a notion that was extremely hurtful to Mary. However, Mary chose to take the high road and leave the marriage on her own terms with a spiritual divorce, the most. Towards the end of their relationship, Kody seemed intent on letting Mary know that he never loved her, which was a notion that was extremely hurtful to Mary. However, Mary chose to take the high road and leave the marriage on her own terms with a spiritual divorce. Kody did help Mary move out of her house, and they were friendly during the experience. But the move did signify their official moving on from each other, and the situation prompted an emotional reaction from Kody. Mary moved into an heirloom property, Lissy's Heritage Inn, which she bought to keep in her mom's family, but she said running the heirloom was never her dream. The 154-year-old home needed renovations, and Mary shut down the business to make those happen. She took out a $485,000 loan on the home, making her in for $1.1 million on the property. While Lissy's Heritage Inn is reportedly open for bookings again, Mary is clearly in deep with the property. In the dissolution of the Coyote Pass property with Kody, Mary received $375,000, which is good for her financially as well as emotionally. Regarding Mary's love life, she is dating but hasn't found lasting success. She was dating a man named Amos Andrews for 4 months in 2024, but the pair split due to their different communication styles, values, and aspirations. Mary is in a better position now, but her love life and the property struggles continue. Janelle is embarking on a totally new and removed chapter, but nostalgia and roadblocks are hindering Janelle. Kody always admired Janelle's business mind, and Janelle appreciated not having a husband full-time throughout their marriage. But like the other OD wives, Janelle had had enough of Kody's favoritism, lack of accountability, and how finances were run in the family, being that she was a working wife. When Janelle left Kody, all she wanted was to get what she was owed on the Coyote Pass property, and she has since gotten her $375,000 payout. After leaving Kody, Janelle decided to move to North Carolina with her daughter, Maddie Brush, and Maddie's husband and kids. There, they are starting a farm, Tata Farms, on a huge undeveloped property, although there's been some hurdles. The property is encountering roadblocks with zoning, permitting, and surveying, which has stalled their vision. In April 2024, Janelle did say she was making moves to build her house, but a recent trip she took back to Flagstaff, Arizona, did underscore her nostalgia and current thinking. Janelle also lost her and Kody's son Garrison Brown in March 2024, and she is still grieving that loss, as is the rest of the family. While Janelle does have a lot to look forward to with her dreams for the North Carolina farm, she may be in over her head. She recouped her Coyote Pass investment and then some, but Tata Farms seems to be more trouble than it's worth. Janelle hasn't started dating, and it's obvious that she misses her old friends and familiar places. She is known to be a strong woman, and the coming years after her split from Kody will test her independence. Christine is married and well set up, but has internet critics. She's in a happy marriage with David Woolley and has bought rental properties with him as well as a big home for herself and her family. Christine and Janelle are still close, and Christine is the most removed ex-wife of Kody's. Christine does get judged on the internet for flaunting her relationship, but her problems and future prospects seem minimal compared to those of Mary and Janelle's. Does Kody still have influence on his former wives' lives? Kody seems to think so. It's become obvious that sister wives patriarch Kody has been bitter about getting dumped by his former wives. Kody has lashed out verbally in anger towards his ex-wives, mostly blaming them for how they treated him and supposedly abandoned him in his eyes. That said, Mary, Janelle, and Christine don't want any kind of relationship with Kody, and they are all well on their way towards that goal, save for communicating about their children. However, as long as Sister Wives is on air, the OD3 and Kody's dynamics will continue to be brought up. Sister Wives patriarch Kody Brown has been clear that his relationships with his older kids and his relationship with his remaining wife, Robyn Brown, are currently separate, making it clear that he's pushing her out of that part of his life to make space for what he wants. Kody, who's the father of 18 children, has been dealing with issues with the majority of his kids for years. Despite the fact that he spent part of Sister Wives Season 19's beginning swearing he was making amends with his kids when he wasn't, things seem to be changing for the patriarch. Despite Kody's divorces from Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, and Mary Brown seemingly coloring his children's perspectives of their father, he's been doing his best to keep Robyn in the loop when it comes to his relationships with his kids. As his remaining wife, Kody's been confiding in Robyn about the difficulties he's faced in his relationships with the kids, but he's also been open about how much they struggle with her being part of the outreach process. Kody's behavior hasn't been great over the years, but both he and the kids have tried to make an effort at staying close. This behavior has been a way for her to make sure that Kody is focused on her rather than any of his other marriages, children, or responsibilities. Kody met with some of his estranged kids without Robyn. He didn't involve his wife. In a recent episode of Sister Wives Season 19, Kody shared with Robyn that he'd been visiting his daughter with Christine Brown, Aspen Thompson, when a few of his other kids had come over as well. While he hadn't anticipated seeing more of his children, it was a welcome surprise, but the conversation that followed didn't appear to be the usual sort for the group. While Kody and his kids have had a strained relationship over the years, things have become increasingly difficult after his divorces from their mothers, leaving Kody primarily dealing with Robyn's kids than any other group. During the conversation, which Robyn kept trying to correct Kody, was more of a confrontation despite not being present to witness it. Kody shared that he and the kids had talked a lot about their relationships and what they wanted out of them. Sharing that he'd heard out the kids about their concerns about his behavior, Kody and his children had come to somewhat of an impasse about their relationship, making some positive shifts. While Robyn appeared to be interested in what Kody was saying, it was clear Kody having positive relationships with his kids was a threat to her. Kody's interest in his kids wavers when Robyn's around. He's too focused on Robyn's needs. While Kody visiting his kids without Robyn present was a positive for him, it's become clear over the years that when Robyn is around, Kody's only real concern is her. Despite knowing that he has 18 children who have different degrees of need for him, Kody's behavior is often geared toward his wife rather than his family if Robyn is there. This behavior has been obvious since the start of his marriage to Robyn, and has been a way for her to make sure that Kody is focused on her rather than any of his other marriages, children, or responsibilities. Robyn staying out of the equation makes things easier on Kody. She complicates things too much. Although Robyn's been doing her best to ensure she's involved in the relationships Kody shares with his kids, it's been obvious that he's trying to leave her out of the equation more frequently in recent years. After hearing how impactful Robyn's presence has been on Kody's relationships with his kids, typically in a negative way, Kody seems like he's decided to make a change and move more towards sharing relationships with them that don't involve his wife. In a show of self-awareness, Kody's seemingly prioritizing his kids rather than his wife. The sister-wives star could finally see some growth. Stay connected with my YouTube channel Southwest Sister. For daily updates on the hottest celebrity news and the latest drama, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Be the first to know what's happening with your favorite stars. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support.